Hey there, boys and girls. Today we are going to be learning about run-on sentences in writing, and that is a big problem today because lots of kids are using run-on sentences in their writing, which makes it go long-winded, and there's no pauses, and we can't stop, and makes it confusing, and it's hard to read. And need to take a little breath there. So, run-on sentence. We're going to learn about that so we can make our writing a little bit better. So, what is a run-on sentence? A run-on sentence combines two or more complete sentences with no punctuation. Just like my explanation, I didn't stop. I didn't stop to take a breath, right? So in our writing, if we write our entire paragraph with no punctuation, the reader doesn't stop to take a breath, which can make it very confusing. So we're going to try and eliminate run-on sentences today. So we're going to look at some strategies for how we can do that. So I'm going to read you an example here. We walked up the mountain. We did not make it to the top. We stopped to rest. There was a field of flowers. Our dog decided to run through them. Then we went back to the car. I have only one period in this entire paragraph. This is a long, complete run-on sentence. As a reader, I read it very fast. There's lots of information, and I don't stop to understand it. So how do I fix this? Well, there are a few things that I can do. We've been practicing reading as a fluent reader. So, reading your work out loud, and then listen for when you pause naturally. We walked up the mountain. We did not make it to the top. We stopped to rest. There was a field of flowers. Our dog decided to run through them. Then we went back to our car. So as I read, we could hear that I paused after mountain. We could hear that I paused after top. We stopped to rest there. We stopped to rest. There was a field of flowers. Our dog decided to run through them. Then we walked back to our car. So those pauses let me know, maybe I need some punctuation to break it up. So what type of punctuation can we add? We can add commas or periods. We walked up the mountains, period. We, capitalize that, we did not make it to the top, period. We stopped to rest. We stopped to rest, period. There was a field of flowers, period. Our dog decided to run through them, period. Then we went back to the car, period. So now I have eliminated my run-on sentences by adding those periods. We walked up the mountain. We did not make it to the top. We stopped to rest. There was a field of flowers. Our dog decided to run through them. Then we went back to the car. But now my sentences sound a little bit robotic, so how can we fix that? Another thing we can do is by adding conjunctions like for, and, but, or because. We walked up the mountain, and if I add that conjunction, I'm going to add a comma, but we did not make it to the top. We stopped for a rest, comma, and there was a field of flowers. Our dog decided to run through them. Then we went back to our car. So I can add a conjunction and a comma to make it sound even better and put those pauses in. So today you're going to practice eliminating run-on sentences, and I want to see you do this in your normal day-to-day writing. Okay, and the best way, read it out loud. Listen for when you naturally pause, and when you have those pauses, that's when you're going to want to add that period or that comma, and then you can put in those conjunctions, for, and, but, because, nor is another one, and that can make your writing sound more fluent.